What's up, guys? What's up? What's up, everyone? I'm here. I'm just trying to get everything together with this this weigh-in. Trying to turn it on myself here. What's going on? Yeah, Captain. It was a pleasure today. Streaming with you today, bro. Third stream of the day. Going hard today, man. But I'm trying to get this weigh-in on. I'm trying to find it so I can watch it. Yeah, the weigh-in is about to start right now. So I'm just trying to set it up. Give me a moment, guys. But I'm here. D, what's up, man? Chris, MMA champ, what's going on? Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everyone that's checked the live stream from earlier.
Pound for pound. He's got the COVID.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get this going. Give me a moment, guys.
Fight that'll get the night started. It's a good one. Joshua Franco.
Yeah, yo. Let me turn this volume on. Give me a second, guys.
So Nah flirting with the left side there. Looked like he had a hybrid. Next to play will be Matt Kuchar.
I'm trying to get this weigh-in going. I don't know why they're showing everything but boxing. ESPN is plus is annoying because you pay for the you pay for the subscription to the app, but they want you to still sign in if it's on regular ESPN with your cable subscriber, which is annoying. Like, I'm already a part of ESPN Plus, so I should be able to just watch whatever I want. And that's the issue I have with this app. So I'm just trying to figure it out. I might just watch it through my phone, but it's not a big deal. All right, what's going on, y'all? There's a few things I wanted to talk about. Hey, everybody. Arlette, what's going on? Aunt Yvonne, how you doing? Final Golden, what's up? Oh, Brook is going to expose Crawford. Well, apparently a lot of people are feeling, I'm hearing all kind of stuff now, because a lot of people feel that Bud is going to get robbed. That's what everyone is talking about right now. A lot of people feel that Bob Arum is going to rob him. What do you guys feel about that? If this goes to a decision, people feel that Bud is going to get robbed. Brook 6-round TKO. I don't know. I think Bud is going to win, but I think a lot of people are underestimating Kell Brook. All right. I understand why people feel like Brook is done, because he hasn't done anything since his loss. He hasn't had a major win since his loss to both Triple G and Errol Spence Jr., and he hasn't fought at the division for a while. So I understand that. But I don't see, I think he's better than what he's advertised. As far as him as a boxer himself, I'm just talking about him. I think he's better than what people believe he is. I think this fight is going to go to a decision. As far as the robbery talks, it's boxing and it's possible, especially when you're leaving your promoter, Bob Arum. We've seen robberies when it comes to Bob Arum before, but we just got to wait and see. I hope not, man. I mean, if Bud wins the fight and if it goes to the cards and if it's clear that Bud wins, I hope they do the right thing. but you just never really know. You really never know, you know. And I see why people are looking at it that way. I see it. I just hope it doesn't happen. You guys are making me nervous because I think the fight is actually going to go to a decision. I think it's going to go to a decision. All right. E-Man, thank you. Appreciate it. Vitalage, what's up? Man Grower, the greatest. Nifton, Deuce, everybody that's here. What's going on? What's happening? Yeah, man. I mainly wanted to talk about this robbery stuff. I mean, I'm getting way too many comments now. I think probably other YouTubers are probably talking about it now, and I think it's starting to catch people's attention. Like, if this goes to the decision, we could get a robbery here if Terrence Bud Crawford is going to leave Top Rank. All right, that's what it is. His contract is done. You know, we hear rumblings that there's been some reports that came out today that Terrence Crawford and Top Rank's relationship is pretty sour, and everybody thinks it's a robbery on the way if it goes to the cards. The thing is, and if you guys seen my breakdown, I think that Crawford pressing for a knockout early is a bad idea. I think Crawford should box early and then put the pressure on late in the fight. I mean, after the 8th round. I'm thinking 8th, 9th round, start putting the pressure on Buck. But box with him early. That's way I think the fight should go. If Crawford is just trying to make a statement, he's trying to stop him earlier than Errol Spence did. If he's just trying to get him out of there early, I think he's going to get caught out there and catch a nice right hand and possibly get stopped. All right. So I think it's a bad idea if Bud presses him early. I think Bud should press him late, box with him for a little bit, win the round, and then when Brooks slow down a little bit, then put the pressure on him. You know, that's what I think. No, the weigh-in didn't happen yet. We're waiting. It's on a commercial right now. We are just waiting for the weigh-in to start. All right. Just waiting for the weigh-in to start. But yeah, that's how I view it. What do you guys think? I see a lot of people in here thinking Bud is going to get stopped here. Give me 1 second. I think Top Rank is purposely doing a terrible job promoting this fight. They've done a terrible job promoting this fight, and it's probably because Terrence Crawford is leaving. And I'm struggling to get this going on ESPN. I don't know what's up with all these commercials. Normally, because I have ESPN Plus, normally it just plays automatically, but I don't know what's going on tonight. They never promoted Bud that well, but this is the worst I've seen it. I've seen it in a while. Bud will break Brook down in time. He will start boxing and turn it up. I think regardless, man, I'm not worried too much about the robbery thing. I think Bud knows what he's going to do here. I think these guys are going to come up with a great strategy. And I think when people bring up his most recent fights, like against Kovalev, where he didn't look great, I think it's because Bud really was trying to stop this guy and didn't show him any respect. Mr. Boxing Today, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. Thank you for the donation, brother. But yeah, I think these guys are smart. I think they have a game plan. I think they're going to stick with the game plan. And that's how it's going to go. You know, I'm not thinking too deep into it like that. I think even if it goes to decision, I think it's going to be clear enough to where Bud wouldn't even have to get robbed if they were to really try to take it there, you know? But again, you know, I think the gambling odds are a little bit too wide, even for Bud. Even though I think Bud is going to win, they shouldn't be as wide as they are, you know? They shouldn't be that wide. I think Kell Brook is still a really good fighter. Jab and a straight right. Also, Brook has the uppercut and hook in there. The physical strength of Brook will get the win. So we got a lot of Brook supporters in the building. We got a lot, and I've seen a lot. And I've read a lot of comments that people that think Brook got this fight. You know? I mean, look. Let's say Brook comes in at his very best for this fight. Let's say he does. Let's say Brook is looking at his best. Now, we don't think he is, but let's just say he is. How much of a chance, if Brook is at his best and he's good and he made the weight and he makes the weight and he feels good, does he have a chance against Bud? Are you guys ruling Brook out solely because you think he's past it, you think he's washed up, you think he's done? Or do you think Bud overall is just too much better of a boxer overall to lose to a guy like Kell Brook? He is at his best. Prime Brook would be a 50-50. I agree. I think Prime Brook would be a 50-50 fight. Prime undefeated Brook would be a 50-50. Absolutely. I agree. Especially for Bud at the fact that he hasn't fought the very best at 147 yet. It doesn't matter how good I think Bud is. Like, I think Bud's talent is crazy. I think he has a very high ceiling. And I think he has a higher ceiling than Brook. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just stylistically. I think this would be a 50-50 fight if Brook was on his best day. I don't think he's at his best. I think he's a little bit below his prime. But I don't know how far off his prime we're at right now today. You know, especially because he hasn't fought at the division in a while. You know, that's another thing you have to consider there. He hasn't really fought at the division in a while, you know? I'm still having an issue signing on, guys. ESPN is not letting me log on with my ESPN Plus. Oh, God. All right. I'm back on. Hopefully it stays on. Is Brook going to make weight? I think he is. I think he is. We'll see in a little bit, but we'll see. All right. Prime Brook, this would be a 50-50. All right, here we go. No way. Remember that Sergio Martinez peaked at 35? Yeah. Sergio Martinez actually came back, and he's boxing again. I don't rule Brook out other than to say he has not fought as a welter in quite some time. Yeah, I think, again, that's another thing you have to consider. I think Bud is just a tough dude. I think Bud is physically stronger than advertised as well. I know everybody looks at him as a smaller welterweight because he moved up from 135, but I think he's tougher than what people give him credit for. Kell does have the style to beat him. He has incredible time and good speed, and his straight shots are perfect to counter in between Crawford's wide shots. Absolutely. Kovalev caught him. Kovalev was landing a lot of right hands, and this is what worries me. If Crawford is to lose this fight, when I watch this fight against Kovalev, a guy that's stronger, he might hit harder. He might have bigger one-punch knockout power than Brook? Possibly. Don't know. But Kovalev is slower, and I don't think he's as skilled as a Kell Brook. You know? And Kovalev was able to land some really clean right hands on Terrence Crawford. A prime Brook will win, in my opinion. I think Brook beats Danny Garcia. I think Brook beats Danny Garcia. Y'all gotta call me a hater, but I think he beats both right now as well. Because Thurman is past it, and I think Danny as a welterweight isn't that great. I think he's a top welterweight, but I don't think he's that great. I think those against Bud are Spence fans. A lot of them are. But a lot of them are Kell Brook fans. Brook has a strong following. Brook has an amazing story, and this would be great for his legacy, but I just cannot see him beating Bud. I can see it, but not today. I think Brook can still dish it out like he used to, but can't really take it anymore. Yeah, you know, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. I think in the comparison to Sergio Martinez, I think Brook has a lot more to offer than Sergio Martinez did at the time he fought like Cotto and stuff like that. Brook will test Crawford's chin. That's a fact. Yeah, that's another thing too. You know, we've seen Crawford rock we've seen him get rocked a couple times. All right, we just waiting on the weigh-in to start. Still waiting for now, but it should be starting soon. I think the smart thing for Bud to do, Bud might just outbox him, or he might choose to mix it up. It's what Bud feel like doing here. Absolutely. And that's what I said in the breakdown. I don't know what fight Bud is going to bring here. I don't know what fight we're going to get from him. You know, I think the smart thing to do is just try to outbox him, and then later in the fight, try to push for the stoppage. Later in the fight. All right. Do you think Brook would beat Danny Garcia right now? Yes. Yes, I would lean towards Brook today if they were to fight right now. Yes, I would. But don't let my quick answer fool you. I mean, I would think it would be a 50-50, you know, but I think Brook can outbox Danny Garcia. Yes. Yeah, I think Bud fits at welter more than Loma does at lightweight. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Brook is naturally a bigger framed guy. I mean, like what I was saying about Crawford is that he gets the knockouts, and he's been getting knockouts against respectable guys, not the top level guys, but respectable fighters. But again, he has to work a lot harder to get the knockouts in there, a lot harder than he did at junior welterweight. Brook is naturally a bigger frame guy. Hell, he fought at middleweight. Yeah, he fought at middleweight once and lost. And then he moved down to 154 and fought, you know, after Spence fight, he fought decent fighters, you know, but not, you know, world beaters, you know, not bad fighters, but yeah. Horn is strong at 147. People want to just write that fight off as it. People want to forget that fight happened. But before that fight happened, before Bud fought Jeff Horn, people were cool with that fight. Jeff Horn won the fight against Pacquiao, regardless if you think he won or not. I don't think he won, but the judges gave it to Horn. And people don't respect that Crawford beat him and stopped him. I don't understand. I believe that Mean Machine hits harder than Brook. Yeah. But Mean Machine didn't fight great fighters neither, you know? And Ray Robinson kind of made him look bad in their fight. You having the same login in issue with ESPN. Yeah. ESPN, the problem with ESPN is you have regular ESPN, and then you have ESPN Plus, which is the subscription based. Now, when you pay for ESPN Plus, you get more exclusive things to watch that's not on a regular ESPN app. But the problem is when you sign into ESPN or when you're using the app and you click on certain things, they make you sign into your cable subscriber. And if you don't have a cable subscriber, if you're not paying for cable, you can't view their content even with ESPN Plus. It's weird. You know, like if you're strictly a streaming person, if you pay for the subscription, you should be able to watch all the content on there. You know, you shouldn't be having to have to ask. Now, every once in a while, like now, it's letting me watch the weigh-in. So I had to exit out, come back in. It lets me in. But sometimes it doesn't let me in. ESPN has to fix that. And ESPN, that's why I made a review on different subscriptions-based networks. And I did a review of DAZN, ESPN, PBC Showtime, everything like that. And I told you guys that I think ESPN is probably my least favorite because it's just all messed up, you know? Brook has a following outside of the UK. He absolutely does. The weigh-in is starting now, y'all. All right, the weigh-in starting now, y'all. It's coming out. They're introducing Kell Brook right now. Thurman is mentally compromised. His confidence has eroded, and Danny Garcia has arrow Spence problems. We'll see how he performs. I think Spence is going to dominate Danny on the scorecards. All right, I think it's going to be a wide decision, very wide decision. I don't think it's going to be nearly as close as the Thurman and Porter fights with Danny Garcia. Speaking of speaking of Porter, Kell Brook is walking in now to weigh in. Let's see if he makes weight. Do you guys think Brook is going to make weight before it starts, before he gets on the scale? Tell me, let me know real quick in the comments. Does Brook make weight? I think if he misses weight, I think it's going to be close. Yes. Mostly yes. Yeah, I'm thinking 148 if he misses weight. I don't think he's going to be that far off, but Bud is walking to the ring now. They have masks and everything. Question is, what's more important to Brook? Winning the fight or winning the title? I would think winning the fight. If he misses weight by some, I don't think he's looking to drain himself to make weight today. If he misses weight, the fight still goes on. Brook looks in incredible shape, incredible physique. Yeah, he's on the scale now. He's on the scale. Here we go. 147 on the nose, y'all. He made weight, y'all. And he looks incredible. He looks great shape. Brook really belongs at 147. Thank God he made weight, man. That's good. Perfect. Bud is walking up now. Bud looks like as usual. Abs is fit. Everything looks great. 146.4. Oh, he took his mask off and said something to somebody in the crowd. A Bomac looking at somebody in the crowd hating. All right, they both made weight, man. They both made weight. They both look good. Yo, this is going to be a fight tomorrow, man. I'm telling y'all, Brook is there to fight. He's there to fight. This is going to be a good fight tomorrow. I can't wait for this fight tomorrow. Can't wait. I don't care what Brook went through. He's still a very good fighter. And he belongs at that weight. I am, a lot of people bring up Dominic Ingle not being in his corner. I do wonder how that's going to affect Brook too as well, outside of just the weight thing and the fact that he hasn't fought 147 in a long time. But I'm telling you, man, we guys are gonna look at the first round or two, and you're gonna be like, "Oh wow, Brook looks quick." Like we're gonna see comments. Brook looks quick. Brook looks good because I think people are not expecting Brook to be a real good opponent for Bud. You know, listen, if Bud can go late with Benavidez, I think Brook. I'm expecting a better performance from Brook than Benavidez. You know. All right, so they're facing off, but they're doing the whole rope thing. They're both all the way separated. They're not like doing a real up and close personal face off right now. They're just looking at each other. Ain't nothing. Crawford has a pound for pound face mask on, custom face mask that says P4P. They're just looking. Bomac is on a line on the side holding the belt, screaming, you know. Just staring at each other, man. Ain't nothing really going on. If they're in a bubble, I feel like they should be able to get face to face with each other. I like how Lomachenko went under the thing and got in Teofimo Lopez's face. I hate this whole. They're fighting tomorrow, man. I see Brook gassing out by the 8th. Kell is ready. Brook doesn't look weight trade. I'm telling you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. This is going to be a tougher fight than it's being advertised, man. I'm going for Bud, but this is going to be a fight. Brook going to take this. No rehydration clause. Brook can bulk up now. Yeah, he's going to be bigger. I really hope Crawford loses. Why? Oh, because you want Brook to win? I got you. Bud might have trouble. Dude, why you hope Crawford lose? Oh, he's not talking to me. Remember, I said it here first. Crawford knocks him out in the 9th round. All right. Brook was Spence's step-up fight. And as time goes on, Brook is given no shot against Crawford. Did I miss something? Yeah, you did. Whatever you missed, I missed the same thing. Hold on. John, I'm going to call you back in 2 seconds. All right, they're walking off now. I don't like the face-offs when they're separated like that. I want to see a real face. I want to see each other them in each other's face talking trash to each other. But it's done. Brook made weight, and Brook looks good. Brook made weight, does not look drained, doesn't look like he's walking off, drained and weak. All right, he's not rushing to get some water or anything like that. He looks strong. Brook gonna shock the world. Brook better hold Bud when things heat up. I'm gonna see Bud in action. Crawford going to hit Brook out of his Brooks in African language. Brook means pants. Okay. What's up, Charles, man? What's going on, man? Just here doing what I do. Leonardo, what's up, man? If Bud loses, which would be better for boxing? He can unify with Spence. Well, if Bud loses, that wouldn't be a unification with Spence then, because that would be that. Brook is no match for Bud. Close fight in the first 6 rounds. After that, Crawford would take over. I agree with you. I agree with you. And that's the way I'm predicting. I'm predicting Bud to take over, but I think the first 6 rounds is going to be really, really tough for Bud. All right. And he needs to fight. He needs to box. He needs to box, man. Don't go in there like you're fighting the Mean Machine. You got to go in there and fight like you're fighting Victor Postol. You got to fight a smart fight. And when the opportunity presents itself, if it presents itself, go for the, take him out. But if it's not there, don't go for it. Box, just box. Secure the win. Secure a clear win. All right, the weigh-in is over. Max is on. Boxing is on. I'm turning that off. Shout out to Max Kellerman, by the way. No hate. Just talking to you guys. Want to read the comments, see what you guys talking about, see what you guys think. So, all right. So while we're here, hit that like button. We got 122 viewers. We're gonna do a last pick. Who do you guys got? Everybody in the comments. Who do you think is winning, and who do you think is, and how do you think they're winning tomorrow? Mini Max, what's up, man? Man, these guys are in phenomenal shape. Absolutely. Got big money on Brook. Crawford, KO by 9. Crawford, TKO 10. Crawford, unanimous decision. Crawford, TKO round 10. Bud. Crawford, Bud. Brook by robbery. Okay. Brook by KO, closed eyes. Bud stops Brook in the 8th. Mostly Bud fans here. Kell Brook knockout in the 11th. Bud in 10. Crawford KO in 7. Let me ask you guys something. If Bud wins, but doesn't look as impressive as Spence did, what do you guys think about Bud? Like, what are you guys trying to get out of this fight? Do you care about any of that stuff, or do you just want to see a good fight? Do you care about the performance, or is a win a win? Is a win a win, or are you looking to see whether or not his performance was better than Spence's? I think it is. Manuel, I agree. I think this is a tough test for Bud. This is a fight where he has to fight a very cautious fight. So that's where I'm at with it. I just want Bud to win and get the big fights. I agree. Charles Edward Cheese, my man. Another donation. I would like Bud to win, but I got a hunch that the upset is coming. 2020 plus Kellerman Jinx. My number 1 pound for pound L equals L's coming. Pac-Man Triple G Lomachenko is Bud next. Then there's Aram Jerk. Last fight with top rank equal robbery. If Bud doesn't dominate, just ask Maddie. Yeah. I hear you. That's what everybody's been talking about today, man. Everybody's been talking about the robbery thing. And for a guy that picked Bud to win on the cards, and I really truly think that Bud is not. I really don't believe that Bud is going to stop Brook. I really don't believe it. I don't believe it. If it happens, cool, great. I'm rooting for Bud. I love Kell, but I'm rooting for Bud because that's I would root for Bud against anyone right now. Any active fighter, I would root for Bud. But this is a challenge. This is a real fight, and to me it is. I don't think Bud is stopping Kell Brook tomorrow. I think he's going to win, but I don't think he's stopping Brook. All right? Crawford by split decision. Now, Bud has to look good. We can't get no split decisions. I don't think there's going to be no split decisions here. It's either going to be a knockout or a wide win. I think if Kell was winning this fight, I'm talking about what Bud needs is a clear win or a knockout. then that's what makes me nervous because, let's be real. Like this robbery thing, can't sleep on it. You can't sleep on it just based on history. He should definitely look better than Spence. Spence fought Brook over there when he was closer to his prime. I'm not really sure how to think about that. See, I expect Bud to do better when it comes to the boxing, like the earlier rounds where Spence was down on points early. I expect Bud to outperform Spence when it comes to just boxing. But when it turns into a dogfight, I expect Spence to do better in that area. It depends on Bud, though. Is he trying to make it a dogfight early in the fight or later in the fight? I hope it's later in the fight. That's how I'm looking at it. Bud knocks him out in the later rounds or the refs stop it. Crawford. I'm trying to catch up. You guys are leaving a lot of comments. Crawford cussing up a storm on ESPN. Why? Why? I didn't see it. Charles, thank you. This fight really does mean a lot for Bud. It's odd that it's close, a lose-lose for him, but also means so much. If Bud can take the power, well, then it's GG. But Bud is a bit chinny. See, I don't think Brook is actually chinny. I think the fact that he lost and got stopped is because he had an eye socket broken. Brook is not chinny, and this is the reason why I don't think he is going to get stopped here. I think if he gets stopped, it's because he's getting outworked completely, and he's not capable of defending himself. But I expect him to get stopped on his feet if he does get stopped. You know what I'm saying? Not with a knee down or anything, not laid out. That's how I see it. Brook is a Bud's biggest test. It's not going to be easy, but I expect him to win 60-40 points decision. Thank you, Andy. Good comment, and I agree with you. Hey, I guess it was one of what if Bud loses? What does that mean to you guys? If Bud loses tomorrow night, what does that mean? Whether by decision? No, not by robbery. Not by robbery. If Bud officially loses on the cards or by knockout, what does that mean to you as a Terrence Crawford? Overall, what do you think of him? What's up? Definitely smash that like button. Let's at least get to 100 likes, y'all. Everybody that's here listening, let's get up to 100 likes. If Bud loses the fight tomorrow, overall, as a fighter, what do you think about Bud? Does that make him overrated if he loses tomorrow? If he loses, we saw Lomachenko lose a few weeks ago. He's another pound-for-pound fighter. If Bud loses tomorrow, he's another pound-for-pound fighter, what do you guys think? If he lays out Brook, I'm going to be hyped. I'm going to be hyped too. If Bud loses, it means everyone has been sleeping on Brook. He's still a great fighter. I would be shocked. If Crawford can take out Brook, Kell hasn't really been KO'd. 2 eye fractures, one weakened due to the other being broke. He shredded 8 albs of muscle to fight Spence. Was never 100%. Bud cannot hit like Triple G. Great comment. Great comment. Kelly Brook wants Bud to win rather than the belt. Spence didn't look good against Kell. You talking crazy. You don't think Spence looked good against Kell Brook? I think he did. He took on a challenge. He went out to the UK, beat him in his own town. I think he looked good. I think he didn't. I don't think he was winning on a boxing tip. But I think he made the adjustment he had to make, and he outworked Kell Brook and stopped him. Lomachenko isn't, but see, that's my stance on it. I don't think these fighters are overrated when they lose a fight. I don't think that. I don't think like that. But when you are a pound for pound fighter, a lot of people don't believe that you're not, or you should be at that whatever spot they put you in. You know, whatever order they put you in. A lot of people are going to challenge why a pound for pound fighter is in that position. So that's why I'm asking you guys, if Bud is to lose tomorrow, is he overrated completely? I don't think so. I agree with the statement somebody said. Well, if Bud loses tomorrow, Brook is just underrated as a boxer. You know? And again, it goes back to what I was saying about the stoppages. Those stoppages were done based on fractures that he received and kept fighting. I think Brook received this fracture in the first round. Was it the first round against Triple G? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I see Brook get hit with a hook and stumbled in the against Triple G in that first round. Definitely overrated if you lose tomorrow. It depends on Punch Drunk. What's up, bro? What's going on? Who do you got winning tomorrow and how? That's what we on right now. He fought through it against Triple G. Fight, but stopped immediate after Spence. I think he fought. I can't remember when it happened in the Spence fight, but I think in the Triple G fight, I think it happened in the first round. They talking mad trash. What are they saying on the Kellerman show? I should have kept it up. Listen, let me ask you guys another question. Thinking about the Ray and nephew in the back. Let me ask you guys another question. If Bud is to leave Top Rank, if he goes to the PVC, if Bud doesn't fight Errol Spence first, who would you like for him to fight first? Not Spence, not including Spence. That's if Spence beats Danny, of course. Porter, Thurman, Keith. Porter is the obvious one. Thurman. Yo, before I started this live stream, I seen you guys know Shawn Porter has a podcast? Did you guys know that Shawn Porter has a podcast? Shawn Porter was interviewing Bud. I saw it 2 minutes before I turned this on. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I want to see it. I got to go. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going right back to that. I can't believe Porter got a podcast and he's interviewing Bud. That's crazy. Like, people want to see these two fight. Punch Truck says, I got Bud by decision. I think Kell Brook will start out good. He's a great starter, and he will rehydrate well because he don't got that IBF 10 10-pound limit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to be stronger tomorrow. People are underestimating Brook, man. Yo, but to go back, the Porter way, yeah, that's the podcast. If Bud would go over, obviously I would like him to fight Spence or the winner between Spence and Danny Garcia. I want to see an undisputed or close to it. Manny Pacquiao, I don't know what's going on in that. Is he going to fight Mikey Garcia? Is he fighting Conor McGregor? I don't know what the update with that is, but I would like for him to fight another champion, obviously. But if he's not going to fight one of those two, then Keith Thurman. You could throw him in there with Keith Thurman. You know, Keith Thurman's doing a lot of talking, so I want to see if Keith Thurman is going to really stand up to what he's been saying once Crawford is on that side of the street. You know, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna put Porter over him. Porter's a better fighter. Porter's a better fighter than Keith right now. I'm putting Keith Thurman is cool, but I want to see Porter right now. Porter's been doing a better work. He's been active, and I think right now, currently, Porter's better than Keith. And I know he lost to Keith, but I think right now Porter is better than Keith Thurman. I want to see the Porter fight. I want to see that fight. Porter, rough, tough fighter. I would like to see that. I want to see that. You know, that's how I look at it. Charles Everett Cheese, thank you, brother. Left field question, but how do you feel about Porter? I dislike his boxing style so much. I respect it, but bro, I respect Porter's commitment to the sport, commitment to his fitness. I like him as a person. I like his father. Very classy guy. Like him for the same reasons why I like Daniel Jacobs. But his style is not easy on the eyes. He doesn't have the best style for me. All right. He's rough. Yes, he's rugged. But I think with his rugged style, I don't think he's nearly as bad as what he used to be. You know, I think when he fought Brook the first time, I think he's improved since that. All right. He has worked on his game on the outside, and he's made better use of his his speed. All right. He has a very quick jab, knows how to get in, very quick feet as well. When he steps in to do work, he's quicker at doing it. So he's improved his style. But, you know, I think he smothers his own punches sometimes. And I think he does it because of the lack of his boxing is not as good as some of the other fighters. So he has to fight that way to get the rounds in. But when he smothered, I think part of the reason why he's not like a knockout artist is because of the way he fights so close. He doesn't really get that full leverage to put the real power into his punches. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. If I'm explaining it right, you know. Keith does talk too much, man. And Keith, I almost did a video on Keith and didn't even post it because I was so disappointed with Keith Thurman overall. Not the fighter I thought he was, you know, and I think a lot of it maybe, you know, I don't want to go in on him because I understand he had surgeries, he had injuries, and maybe he's just not the same guy physically. But as a fighter, you know, his character has been a little off. It's not what I thought. He's definitely not the guy I thought he was. Thank you, guys. This is my dad's little collection. Some of his collection. He has a lot more. Yeah. Bud will stop Porter. I don't think so. I think Porter's really got a good chin. I know he's been dropped a couple of times, but I think Porter at welterweight probably recovers better than any other. Well, not any. I think Danny overall has the best chin as a welterweight. I think Porter recovers very well. He's never really been badly hurt. He's been rocked before. He's been down. Adrian Broner dropped him. Spence dropped him. Keith Thurman was able to hurt him a couple times. But I think his recovery is lightning fast. Okay. You might catch him, but he's right back at it really, really quickly. He has a great chin. He has a excellent chin. I don't think Bud stops him. I actually think Porter beats Bud. Nah. You know why? Because I think Porter is a much improved Jeff Horn. You know, Jeff Horn is a little dirtier, in my opinion. He definitely leads with his head. All right. He's definitely dirtier. And he's not as good as Shawn Porter as a boxer, I don't think. But You know, all those physical, really physical guys like Porter. I think you need more than that to beat Bud. You know, I think you need definitely power, you know, the pressure, but you need a little bit of better boxing IQ. I don't think Porter beats Bud. You know, I'm actually worried more about Brook beating Bud than Porter beating Bud, to be honest with you. That's just the way I see it. You know, you notice when Porter fought Ugas, he fought a big, strong welterweight. You know, and once Ugas shut that roughhousing down, Porter really didn't have much for him. You know, that's why it was such a close fight. That's why it was such a close fight, man. Aunt Muga, what up, baby? Game bread. I got Joe Smith beating Berterbiev if they fight. That's another fight, people. I keep telling y'all, that's a good fight, man. I want to see that fight. I want to see that. Joe Smith is no joke. No joke. Obviously, I'm a Teal fan, but while I was Teal's FaceTiming Brook and rooting for a win, I thought Teal and Bud were tight. What's your take on that? I didn't even know. I didn't know about that. I mean, listen, I don't care what fighters are picking for who. I don't care about that stuff. If Teal want Brook to win, then that's on Teal. I really don't care about what people's feelings. I care about what they do in the ring at the end of the day. The only time I care is when a fighter's doing a lot of talking and they're not backing it up in the ring. Or if they're talking about fighters that they wouldn't actually really get in the ring with. Like they'll call them out or they're just promoting themselves just to hype up themselves, but they're not even really trying to fight the fighter. That's what annoys me. How mad am I about Plant and Canelo getting canceled? I had sweet hands, by the way. I have Canelo, by the way, winning that fight if they were to fight. I'm definitely not mad that it's getting canceled. I prefer that fight over Callum Smith, though. Callum Smith is more proven at 168 than Caleb Plant. But I think style-wise, Plant was the better fight. More interested fight to me. Stylistically slick fighter, you know, fast hands, good, decent power, good counter punching, good boxing IQ. I wanted to see that fight more, but I'm not mad or anything like that. Like I've seen a lot of people making posts about it, you know. They kind of mad that the fight didn't go down. I was listening to my brother Trill Boxing Talk. He was talking about it. I was listening to his podcast the other day, and he was talking about it. And, you know, he was kind of upset that it didn't go down. And I'm not really upset. I'm not really upset because the guys at 168, none of them really proved themselves yet to me. You know, Plant didn't prove himself yet. Benavidez didn't really prove himself yet. At least with Smith, I can at least say that he was in a World Boxing Super Series tournament. At least with that, at least he did that, you know. And Billy Joe Saunders ain't do nothing at 168. He ducked Andrade and moved up in weight and never fought Andrade and never fought anyone good at 168. So to be honest, whoever Canelo decides to pick, none of them guys really, like, to me, none of them really fought anybody and hasn't made much of an attempt to fight any of these guys. To be honest, all of them, all four of them. Benavidez missed weight and lost his title. Like, these guys are 168, got to get it together, you know? And you know what, to be honest, to let me add to that, what is Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith waiting for? What would they wait? Why weren't they unifying with each other? Why weren't they, you know, you guys are on the same, y'all on the same side of the street. What are you guys waiting for? You know, and then when it comes to the other two, Plant and Benavidez, you guys are on tweeting or Instagramming each other like, yeah, y'all talking on Instagram. I don't want to see y'all talk on IG. I want you guys to fight each other. You both are with the PBC. You guys can unify with each other. They should have unified with each other. What's the problem? I don't want to hear about, like, none of those guys, none of their records come close to Canelo's record. None of them. So I don't really care about how they feel, how I feel. You know, none of them really prove themselves. Canelo could fight any four of those guys. Now, I like Plant. I prefer Plant. I prefer Billy Joe Saunders over the other two. But that's just my preference based on their style. The next guy is going to say, well, I want to see him fight Benavidez. I like his style. Benavidez is going to walk him down. You know, it's a big dude, blah, blah, blah. He's going to bring the fight. Or I like Callum Smith. He's going to bring a better fight. He's going to bring the fight. He's big. He's going to bring the fight to Canelo. All right, well, that's cool. We could all debate about that. But you guys are on the same street. Like, y'all are 1 block away from each other. Why are you not fighting each other? What's your excuse? You know, these guys are weird. Like, they just waiting. Let's hopefully Canelo could pick me. Hopefully he could pick me because I'm scared to fight anyone. I don't want to lose my O against anybody else because I want to fight Canelo. Hopefully Canelo could. No, Canelo is on. That's why Canelo's playing games. That's why every week we hear it. And that's why I didn't make any videos about Plant because the same thing was happening last year. Y'all remember last year we was trying to figure out who Canelo was before the Kovalev news came out. We was trying to figure out what Canelo was going to do. Was he going to fight Triple G again? We heard that he was talking to Andre. We heard that he was talking to all these fighters. And then we found out he's going to fight Sergey Kovalev. Canelo controls this stuff. He fights when he fights who he's ready to fight. You know? So all these news, they eat it up. The media eats it up because they want more, you know, news and hits on their websites. But at the end of the day, these guys are just using each other's name to build up fights. That's all they're doing. Yeah, boxing, Project Jag. Yeah, boxing is weird right now. It is weird because we got a bunch of weirdos part of the sport. Bunch of weirdos, you know? And I'm not even blaming the fighters. It's not even the fighters. It's the handlers. They're handlers. They're bosses. They're the one that controls all this shit, you know? So, yeah, I mean, wherever we go with the fighting, we go with it. Charles, keep it a bean outside the second Triple G fight and old Kovalev. What has Canelo done for you lately? He beat Daniel Jacobs. Natty, well, yeah, that Ray and Nephew, man. I haven't drunk it. I don't drink it. I ain't drink Ray and Nephew since college. I don't drink that. Danny Jacobs. He beat Jane Jacobs. Yeah, he beat Danny Jacobs. What's wrong with Danny Jacobs? Danny Jacobs is official. Danny Jacobs, you know, Berlanga, Edgar Berlanga, Craig. That's what you're talking about. That's him. Eric Berlanga. What else you guys are saying? Charlo versus Canelo. Who you got? I got Canelo. I think the only person from 160 to 175 that I'm not too sure if Canelo can beat is some of the top guys at 175, like Better BF and Bivol. Those are only two I'm really worried. I'm not really too sure about those fights. But I think Canelo beats the champs at 168, and I think he beats the champs at 160. You know, it doesn't matter who I like better or anything like that. I'm just talking about how I think the fight is going to go. If the fight goes down and they sign these fights, I don't think Charlo could beat Canelo. I don't think Andre could neither. But I want to see the fights. That has nothing to do with what I want to see. I want to see the fights, but you know. If Bud loses, I'm going to need all those drinks in the background because I will be shocked. Listen, I really hope Bud doesn't lose. I don't want to see him lose. I don't want to see him lose, but regardless if he wins or lose, he's still going to be my favorite active boxer, you know. I like Bud. You know, I just like watching him fight, you know. But it's not the worst, you know. I mean, listen, if you take a loss, you take a loss. He's still a good fighter. You know, now is he pound for pound number one? No. You know, Bud gonna dominate Kell Brook. We'll see. We'll see. Andre's ain't seeing Canelo. Well, look, I don't think Andre beats Canelo. I'm not even sure if Andre could beat Jamal, but I still would like to see the fight. You know, I've been wanting to see Andre get a good fight. You know, I want him to get his opportunity to show where he's at. Some of the, you know, as far as Andre's career, some of the reasons why we didn't get the fight was his fault, and others was his opponent's fault. You know, do I think if we'll get Spence versus Bud in 2021? I think we'll get the fight if Bud leaves. If Bud leaves Top Rank and goes to PBC, like a lot of us are speculating, yeah, you know, Oscar can't pay off Canelo's judges anymore. I didn't think about that. That's a funny comment. I got Kell Brook upset. I hear you. A lot of people do here. Yo, what's up? What's up? Thank you for the He's like my hype man. Like, appreciate that, man. Trying to gamble. I listen, please drop a like, man. If y'all here, y'all been here for a minute, just hit that thumbs up real quick. I appreciate it. My man is promoting me. Thank you. That's my promoter right there. So we are here talking. We're not even, we could just chat. So in the comments, because we talking now. I'm talking to y'all. What fights you think Canelo lost? Which fights you think he got a gift win? Name every fight y'all think that Canelo shouldn't have won. In the comments right now. Everybody. All of them. All in one line. Which fights do you think Canelo lost? Or should have been a draw, whatever. Draw is cool. First Triple G fight. Triple G won. Lara. Yo, EK said Khan. Bugging. First Triple G fight. Lara. Triple G won. Lara. Triple G. Triple G 2 was a draw. That should have been a draw. Second Triple G fight. All right. I always say this. I think Lara beat Canelo. I think Triple G beat Canelo. I think the second fight, I think first viewing, I think Canelo won. And I think when I watched it, the few times that I watched it since then, I thought Triple G won. The first time I watched the fight, I thought Canelo won, but I was watching it very casually. I was at a fight party watching it with drinks and stuff, so I'm not going to count that. I think Triple G won the second fight, but I think the Triple G, the second fight was a debatable one. I think Canelo clearly won the first fight, and I thought Lara won too. And I also want to add that I think Austin Trout at least only lost by like a round. Okay. I don't think Austin Trout lost based on the scorecards. I think that fight could have easily been a draw or down by a round, because I remember Canelo, and that was the last time I really seen Canelo. Oh, not the last, because in the Triple G fight too, I think Canelo looked really gassed in the second half in that Trout fight. And after Trout got dropped, Trout was winning the rounds to me. All right. Just those scorecards, that open scoring was just ridiculous to me. All right. But I still think Canelo won 7 rounds to 5. Or not 7 rounds to 5, but I think 6-6, and with the knockout, he won. That's how I scored it. All right. Jacob was a draw. Trout was a draw. I actually watched the Jacobs fight not too long ago, maybe like 2 months ago. I definitely enjoyed watching the Canelo and Jacobs fight, the second viewing, my most recent viewing. Yeah, I don't know. I think I remember watching it the night of the fight, and I just wasn't happy with it. But when I watched it recently, I thought I enjoyed it more recently. Charles said Triple G won both fights, but the second you could see either way. Lara did not beat Canelo. He did not do enough, and Canelo was hurting him, looking at the body language. I hear you. I mean, listen, this is what we're here for. It's a debate. I prefer Lara's headshots, clean headshots over Canelo's body work. Canelo barely landed up top. You know? The second Triple G fight was definitely debatable. Trout did get dropped. Yeah, I know. Trout got lost clearly, especially knockdown. Yeah. So I think the judges did play a role somewhat. You know, we know it played a role in the Floyd Mayweather fight where Floyd clearly won the fight. But, you know, one of them judges in there thought the fight was a draw, you know. But that's one good point that you made, Arlette, that we don't, there's no more judges. All right. As Canelo is on his own. But Canelo is a much better fighter than he was years ago. And I still think even with the Triple G fight, which wasn't that long ago, it showed that he's still improving as a fighter. Hey, another question. Since we're just talking, right? I'm having a drink. We're just talking. We could just talk about anything, right? Let's just act like no one's around. Do you guys think Kovalev took a dive? Did Kovalev take a dive? I'm only asking because I get a lot of comments about that. A lot of people recently left comments because they bring up Kovalev's financial issues because of that lawsuit. Yes, no, yes, no. This is a bad question here. No, it's not a bad question. It's not a bad question because it's something that a lot of people ask. All right. I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's not a bad question. I think it was good timing to fight Kovalev. Kovalev didn't look strong to me. I thought he was doing well early with his jab, but he didn't look strong. You guys don't think him going into that war before that fight, it didn't affect him a little bit? The little short time that he had to recover from that fight against Anthony Yard? You guys don't think that might have had some kind of effect? Kovalev didn't fight. Well, when's the last time we saw the Crusher? The Crusher is done. Kovalev has become strictly boxer for a while. It's been a long time since we saw the Crusher. We haven't seen the Crusher since how far back? Before the Ward fight, if we're being honest. What's happening sad? What happened to Triple G, man? He left it all in the ring against Canelo. Instead, the awards and flowers he has seen is overrated as wash. Yeah, I think Triple G not, doing so well against Canelo and not getting the decision definitely hurt him a bit, mentally. I agree there. I mean, listen, when you work hard and at your current age, you do the best, you perform the best that you could and don't get the decision. especially in the first fight. He should at least got the decision in the first fight. You know? They should have definitely gave Triple G the win for the first fight. That was wrong. Kovalev was washed. I don't think it was a dive. Kovalev was in full decline even before facing Alvarez. Yeah. You know? I don't think it was a dive. I just don't think Kovalev was at his very best. Yeah, damn Dell. I don't think Kovalev took a dive, but he didn't put himself in the best position to win. I agree with that. Ward took it all from him. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, when you're dominating and you're a bully, Kovalev was a bully in there. Kovalev was a bully. He was a bully. You know? And when it doesn't work your way, it can change your mentality going into a fight. When you're used to winning a certain way and it doesn't work, it can change you. I thought Ward lost the fight, the first one. I had it close, but I think Kovalev edged it. But see, the difference is I think that fight was a lot closer than the Kovalev, I mean not Kovalev, Triple G and Canelo fight. I thought the Triple G Canelo first fight was pretty clear for Triple G, even though Canelo started well. I thought he finished kind of weak. You know? I thought the Kovalev-Ward fight, the first fight, was closer, but I still edged it for Kovalev because of the knockdown. What do I think about the Boxing Bros saying that Bud is B-side against DSG? I don't agree with that. DSG best win is Robert Guerrero at welterweight. I don't agree with that. That's ridiculous. No. Danny is not any more famous than Bud. Why is he the A side? I know he's been in there with Thurman and, you know, I mean, he's going to fight Spence, but if he loses to Spence, those are good fights that he's been in fights with good welterweights, but he didn't beat any like highly rated welterweight. His best wins are against Robert Guerrero and Paulie Malignaggi as a welterweight. I wish people would keep the same standards for Danny Garcia as they do with Terrence Bud Crawford. They don't want to do it. Marcos, thank you, brother. There should have been a third fight, Devin. I hear you. But I feel like every fight that they have together, Triple G is only going to get older and Canelo's going to get better. I think the third fight would have been bad for Triple G. You know, that's just my opinion. Yeah, I think Garcia has a chance. I think he has a puncher's chance because I think Danny could actually catch him in an exchange and hurt Spence. All right, I think that's Danny's go-to. You know, if he could catch him on a hook, on a nice exchange, and land clean, I think he can definitely hurt Spence. But round for round, nah. I think Spence dominates him on the points on the cards. You know, that's the way I see it. And shout out to Boxing Bros, by the way. I haven't been subscribed to them long, but they're those guys are good. You know, I just disagree with that comment. If that's what they believe, I disagree with that comment. But they are a very good channel. I've been listening to their videos lately. A couple of their videos, I did look at a couple of their ones, but I haven't been subscribed that long. But from what I've been hearing, You know, it's good when you have every video is basically you guys having a whole conversation. I think that's a great idea. That's definitely unique. You know, usually people will have guests and they would do, you know, like podcasty type videos like that. It's good that they do it every single time. You know, they make time to meet up with each other. Those are good. They have good content. Triple G spot. Triple G stopped speaking English after he lost. Oh man, yo, can we talk about the 135 Alb division? Well, unfortunately, Luke Campbell has COVID and he's not going to be fighting Ryan Garcia. That fight has been rescheduled. Is it me, but are you guys just tired of these COVID cases where fights are just being rescheduled till next year? It's happening like at least once a week now. And we're talking like big fights. I'm getting tired of it, you know, but it is what it is. Let's push it off to next year, you know, but whatever. Not going to go too much into it. Boxing bros are entertaining, but they are biased against Bud, pro DSG, and Spence. It is what it is. Yes, and Crawford was rocked by Gamboa 6 years ago. Alvarez by Brother Cotto 10 years ago. Big deals. Yo, Cotto rocked Canelo. And the thing is, no one has rocked Canelo since then. I mean, Jose Cotto rocked Canelo bad. And Canelo has not had been hurt anywhere near close to that. Took big shots from better fighters, you know. Well, what do I think about the division? I mean, I've been making a lot of videos on the division overall. What is Tank at? That's the one question I have. What is Tank at? Is he lightweight or is he junior lightweight? Because he beat Leo. Is he going to stay at 130 or is he going to be at 135? Because we bring up his name whenever we're talking about Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Vasil Lomachenko. What is Tank at 130 or 135? Where is he at? I don't know. I'm asking you guys because I really don't know. I don't know where is Tank at, you know, because technically he's a champ down there now. And then he's a champ he's a WBA champ, world champ, and then he's a super champ in one division, 130. I would assume he's at 130. So I don't really know what's up with him. We got to figure it out. All right. We haven't seen Tank against a legit 135 fighter yet. Who did he fight when he moved up to 135 and missed weight? Who did he fight? I'm going to just pull up his box rec real quick. Was it Ricardo Nunes? BoxRec sucks because you gotta like be signed in for you to see the details of fight. Isn't that annoying? Do you guys have that same thing that you get? Oh, so Gamboa is the only fight at 135. When he fought Ricardo Nunes, he was still at 130. Oh, so he doesn't have a legit win at 135. No, Gamboa at this point is a legit 135 fighter. He's just old. But he's a legit 135. He's been there for a while now. Now, people questioned him back when Crawford fought him. But at this point, he's a legit 135 fighter. He's been there for years now, you know? Aunt Moga, good luck, man. Hope all is well. Appreciate the support, man, always. All right. Just a lot of unknowns. You know, Devin Haney fought last week. Most people weren't that impressed. Great fighter. I just want to see more. I'm not convinced with that win that he beats Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko or even Tank Davis. I'm not convinced. I mean, out of those three, I think Devin will have the best chance against Tank. You know, if he were to fight anyone out of those three, I think his best chances of winning would be against Tank. But right now, I see Teofimo beating him, and I still think Lomachenko will beat him too. Yeah, Arla, I seen your comment about I did read your comment. Tank giving a better fight than Gamboa than Haney. I see where you're coming from. I mean, Haney won every round. He secured the points. My point was Tank brought the fight to him, didn't win every round. I think I gave Gamboa 2 rounds of that fight. But Tank wasn't playing around neither. You know, Tank was actually taking risks and looking to knock out his opponent, not just outbox him because he was securing the rounds too, but he was dropping him. And I understand that Gamboa's leg was off, but I don't think Gamboa's legs are good, period. You know, Tank was fighting a ruin and pray. I hear what you're saying, but his legs wasn't good against Haney neither. If you watch the fight, you could see that Gamboa's legs are shot. You know? But I hear your argument, and it's a fair one. Tank fell off that second half of that fight. He did. He did. Even though he got the stoppage, he did fall off. So I get what you're saying. I hear you. I'm not even going to really argue that, you know? Davis came against Gamboa in horrendous condition. Made me think of Saunders against Akrabov. Yeah, I mean, he was in horrible condition. Yeah, he was. Loma will be back. He had a bad day and the wrong tactics. Hey, you guys don't think Teo was forcing Lomachenko to not throw punches? Because I feel like when people say Loma didn't fight the right fight, or he wasn't throwing any punches for 6 rounds or 7 rounds or whatever, do you guys not see what Teo was doing in there? Maybe Loma didn't want to jump in and just get knocked out, possibly. Do you know the game plan was to attack later after Teo slowed down? But he really couldn't get a rhythm going. And the thing with Loma is that he needs a good rhythm and he needs momentum the way he fights. He is a pressure fighter, you know, so when he's not getting the looks that he's looking for, it's going to slow him down a bit. He was very, very cautious in that fight, you know. I don't know. I think you're taking away some of what Lopez was doing in there that night by saying that Loma didn't do this or Loma had a bad night. I think Loma just fought someone that was better than him that on the night of the fight. My fandom started as just being a kid, just watching the sport. My dad was always having these big fight parties at his house. I've said this before. My dad used to have these huge fight parties at his house back in the day. And it was just, he was a big boxing fan back then, you know, and not so much no more. Like you'll see him get on here with me sometimes, but back then he was a big boxing fan, you know, and he would just jump on. And I mean, back then you just do these fights parties, and I was always there, you know. Everybody would be here, not here, but in his old house, would be here and it'll be a whole bunch of people, and it was Mike Tyson or, we usually the heavyweights. So I just got into it. I got hooked on that. So just used to watch boxing all the time. I think he's not as big of a fan of boxing anymore because, like most Americans, when the heavyweight division fell off as an American heavyweight division, he just didn't really stay interested in like that. Like, I think that's what it is. I think most Americans just fell off the sport a little bit. It is what it is. A lot of Americans, like once the heavyweight division fell off as far as the top American boxers, once Tyson, Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, all of those guys, Lennox Lewis, even though he was an American, he was very popular here. Once all these guys fell back, I think people just lost interest. One of his favorite fighters is Razor Ruddock. He loves Razor Ruddock, All of those guys, once they were done, a lot of guys just didn't follow boxing like that. They followed the welterweight division. They followed, like a lot of fans here followed like Floyd and Pacquiao. But for the most part, it became a secondary sport. And it was just like, you got to be a real hardcore boxer fan to really enjoy the sport. It was just a select few people that enjoy boxing like that today. The heavyweight division has became interested in the past few years. Yeah, my father is cool with Wilder, but he's not like a big fan of him like that. Like, oh, I can't wait till the Wilder fight. He does like him. He does watch his fights, but he's not a huge fan of Deontay Wilder. Nah. He's not a huge fan of any of the heavyweights. He does think Tyson Fury is really skilled, though. I think he probably thinks Fury is the most talented out of the big three. Like he thinks when I've heard him call me from watching, like out of the three that fight, I've heard him call me specifically because he thought Tyson Fury looked good. And that's the only one out of three where he watched the fight and I can remember him being impressed. But it was one of those fights where Fury was fighting like, I don't know, he was not fighting like Wilder well, he thinks he beat Wilder too, but he wasn't fighting Wilder or like another top opponent or Klitschko or anything like that. Yeah, I like Anderson a lot. I like Jared Anderson a lot. Very, very interested in him. Nah, we're not Jamaican. All right. I would probably say Jared Anderson is my favorite heavyweight prospect for now. All right. Look, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been cool. Thank you, Arlette. Thank you always. Shahid, Manuel, what's up? Mobile, Jerkbert, everybody that's here. Thank you for hitting that like button for me. I'm not Jamaican, man. Yeah, man. You know what? Everybody asks me that if I'm Jamaican. I don't know. I always get that. I'm not Jamaican though. I'm not Jamaican. All right, but yo, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the day. I did 3 streams today. I'm tired. I want to take a nap. I want to relax for a little bit. As far as tomorrow, I'm gonna let you know if I do live commentary. All right, I don't know for sure yet, so I don't want to put it out there. But if I do the live commentary, I should be on here around, I don't know, maybe 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern before the prelims, or closer to when the prelims start. I'll jump on with you guys. So I'll make a post like I normally do if I jump on. All right. If you guys haven't already, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the donations, and also hit me up on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't at BoxingWave 10. All right, peace.